Hey, so welcome to Kevin's European Garage, and today I'm out on a drive in my 996. And I just have to tell you, after driving this car a few more times since putting the coilovers in it, wow, what a difference. I mean, if you haven't done coilovers yet and you're thinking about it, just do it. Literally, just do it. You'll be doing yourself a favor. It's such a transformation, and it's such a good way too. You know, I was kind of worried a little bit that putting coilovers in this car would actually kind of change the characteristics of the car, but it really didn't. It just made it better. It really just made it better. And so far, I haven't really ventured off of the initial settings, which are right in the middle at 15. It's just it's very compliant for the street, but yet the handling and the steering is just so much more crisp. So now that I'm starting to actually finish up on my suspension, you know, I still got my steering rack to put in the car, and I just haven't done that yet, and that's going to be that'll be in the next couple days. I just we got some snow, and I wasn't able to drive the car for a week, and it's been also cold, and I don't have heat in my garage yet, so I haven't gotten to it. But probably starting tomorrow and Tuesday or something like that, I'll get to put the steering rack in and get this car realigned again. But I honestly think I'm starting to hone in on what's like pretty much like the ideal street suspension. Something that's not too harsh, but is really crisp. It's really precise, and I was worried about doing urethane bushings. I have yet to do the urethane bushings in the rear end of the car. I've only done the front, and I haven't noticed any difference in the harshness or anything like that. Like everyone was kind of saying that they kind of feel harsh. I haven't really noticed it. The only thing that I did notice is when I put my transmission bushing. It was just the insert that I felt. Out of doing any of the bushings, that's the one that I felt the most. As far as in, like the seat of the pants and this way the car drives, there was definitely some more vibration for sure, but it wasn't terrible. I only put the street version in. I didn't put the race one in. I certainly wouldn't go for the race one. Just the yellow street version from PowerFlex is more than enough, and I think I'm just gonna stay with that. And I think another thing, the reason why it's still relatively nice and to ride is the fact that I don't have semi-solid mounts in the back. I still have just what is like more like a factory mount that I just filled with urethane. And I also noticed when I was underneath the car last, I was kind of looking up at the mounts, and I could see that the urethane that was in there, even though I let it dry for a few days, it started to kind of seep out a little bit. So I don't know how much good that stuff is actually doing. You might need to like let it sit for a week or something, or I don't know if the heat from the engine made it made it start to leak out or something. I don't really know, but I just know I can see up there that you can see a little bit of the urethane dripping down. So I don't really know how much good they're doing anymore, if anything at all. But I think going to semi-solid mounts might be a little too much. It might take it from the enjoyable street to the next level, and I don't know if I really want to go there. But I'm definitely going to be doing the rest of the urethane bushings in the back for the upper control arms and also the lower control arms. And since I put the coilovers in there and I raised up my the rear of the car a little bit so that it's equal front and back, I haven't had any issues with my tires rubbing. And I used to have a problem with my left rear rubbing over some pretty harsh bumps or some dips in the road, and that hasn't been happening. So I'm really happy with that. That this seems to have fixed that issue that I was having. Just that little bit of increase in the height just made all the difference in this car. I'm finally driving the car when the temperatures are down pretty low. It's like 36 degrees, 35 degrees outside, and I was really curious about how the Motul transmission fluid, the Gear 300, was actually going to work when the temperatures got down really cold. And I tell you, I didn't really notice much of a difference between 30-something degrees to like 50 degrees. It still was a lot easier. It's still a little slow between 1 to 2, but as soon as it warms up, it's perfect, and it's just a lot better than what it was with that Mobil 1 synthetic. That thing was really difficult. It was really tight going from 1 to 2. I'm wondering if I just take out, if I do a flush on it one more time, I'm going to do it over the winter, to see if that actually maybe improves it just a little bit more, just to make sure that all that Mobil 1 stuff is out and truly it's just all the Gear 300 inside there. So one thing I do have coming up for the beginning of 2021, I got a new little mini series that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be calling it 5 for Under 50, and it's going to be about buying and modifying this car for all little parts that you can get for under 50 bucks. So look for that series. That should be coming up pretty soon, probably in the next couple weeks. You'll start seeing the first one roll out. So I'm really excited about that. You know, it's just a bunch of little things that you can do to this car, but it's great because it's, you know, it's cheap, it's little stuff, and it's stuff that you can easily accomplish within a day. You know, sometimes doing a big project is fun, but it's also cool sometimes to be able to do a couple little things and have a little fun with the car in the process. So I got that coming out soon, so look for that in the next few weeks, starting sometime, maybe sometime early in January. So that's going to be showing up soon. And a few of the things I still have planned for this car that are going to start sometime next year. I need to increase the exhaust note. It is just way too quiet. I like the sound of the intake, but I definitely need to hear some exhaust. So just to play around a little bit, I do have those muffler bypass pipes, but I have a feeling it's just going to be way too loud. But I'm still going to put them on there anyways, just for at least for like a couple passes, just so I can hear what it sounds like. But after that, what I really want to do is I want to do like either like a Fister mod or the Gundo hack or whatever, you know, where they can bypass the muffler with a small piece of pipe. Something like that would be nice. My mufflers are still in good shape. They're not rotted out on the bottom. So this is a quick, easy thing. And then eventually I'm going to start looking into a system that is bypassable or something like that, like how the Porsche factory sport exhaust is. So I can have it quiet when I want it, but then I can crank it up when I actually want to hear some more. So I gotta look into something like that. I think there's a company out of England, I can't remember the name of it right now, but they have something that is also reasonably priced, and I think that's one thing I'm gonna start looking into. So, you know, one thing I haven't done to this car yet is I haven't done any aesthetics. I haven't done any mods to the outside of the car, other than like, yeah, I got some clear corner lenses on there. So I was thinking about doing a ducktail, or doing, you know, the GT3, the taco wing. So I don't know which one I really want to go with. I think my kid really wants the ducktail on the back of this thing. So maybe in the comments you can put down there what you like better, the ducktail or the taco wing. And the one I was thinking of going with, it's a little pricey, but it's the I think it's called RPM Technic. They have this carbon fiber piece that they're out of England, and that thing just looks awesome. And they have a couple different styles with the vent, with extra venting on it and everything. I think it looks really cool. I think that's the one I'm going to go with if I go through the ducktail, or if I go with the taco wing. I'm going to try to find a factory Porsche one. I know there's some aftermarket ones, but they just don't do the same thing. They're not adjustable. They just don't look right. So I'm definitely going to have to go with the factory one. I don't know how much that's going to cost, but it might be a little bit of a pain to find one. But you know, we'll see. But those are my two ideas to that. And also probably thinking about doing some factory side skirts on it, just to kind of make the car a little bit more pleasing to look at. Thanks for watching Kevin's European Garage, and I'm hoping this next year is going to bring out some really good stuff for this car. Hopefully I'll have some more good videos for you. A bunch of other things will be happening, and get some more car reviews out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next year.